Evan Spiegel is the man who proved that a single idea could make you a billionaire. At 20, he came up with the concept of disappearing messages, revolutionizing online privacy. Snapchat changed the way people communicate, but its creation was marked by betrayals, lawsuits, and battles with the world's biggest tech corporations. In 2013, Facebook offered him $3 billion for the company. Anyone else in his place would have accepted, but Evan refused, risking everything. Was it madness or brilliant strategy? To understand how an ordinary Stanford student built a multi-billion-dollar company, we need to go back to his childhood and see how he arrived at his childhood. Evan Spiegel was born on June 4, 1990, in Los Angeles, into a family of successful lawyers. His parents, John Spiegel and Melissa Thomas, were high-profile corporate attorneys making millions per year. Evan grew up in one of California's most prestigious neighborhoods, Pacific Palisades, surrounded by the children of actors, entrepreneurs, and politicians. His future seemed set. He could follow in his parents' footsteps, become a lawyer, and enjoy a comfortable life. But Evan had other plans. From an early age, he was passionate about design and technology. At Crossroads School for Arts and Sciences, he stood out as a talented artist and creative thinker. His parents encouraged his interests, even hiring a private design tutor to teach him graphic design and user interface development. Later, he enrolled at Stanford University, one of the world's most prestigious institutions. He majored in product design, a field that blended his love for technology and art. But beyond academics, Evan quickly embraced the Stanford lifestyle. He drove luxury cars, attended exclusive parties, and lived in a lavish apartment all funded by his wealthy parents. However, he soon realized that he wanted to succeed on his own, not just live off his family's fortune. At Stanford, he met Bobby Murphy and Reggie Brown, two students who would play key roles in the creation of Snapchat. In the spring of 2011, Reggie Brown, one of Spiegel's friends, complained that he regretted sending certain photos. Jokingly, he said it would be great if pictures could disappear after a few seconds. Evan was struck by this idea. He knew that young people often regretted posting content online. At the time, Facebook and other social media platforms left a permanent digital footprint. But what if people could share moments without worrying about them being seen by the wrong audience? Evan shared the idea with Bobby Murphy, a skilled programmer. Together, they decided to create an app where photos and messages would vanish after being viewed. In the summer of 2011, they started working on the project, initially called Peekaboo. Spiegel handled design and concept, Bobby took care of coding, and Reggie helped with marketing. They worked out of Stanford dorm rooms, pulling all-nighters to develop the app. But tensions soon arose. Spiegel and Murphy felt Brown wasn't contributing enough. In August 2011, they forced him out of the team and rebranded the app as Snapchat. This decision would later lead to a lawsuit, but at the time, Spiegel and Murphy were focused on growing their product. They had no idea that within a few years, their app would disrupt the social media industry. In the fall of 2011, Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy launched Snapchat. The app appeared on the App Store, but at first, no one knew about it. The team had no marketing budget, and competing with giants like Facebook and Instagram seemed impossible. But Evan understood that students and teenagers were the key. They loved sending funny and private photos, but feared they might be seen by the wrong people. Snapchat offered them a unique solution: images that disappear after a few seconds. The first users were Spiegel's friends and Stanford students. They shared it with others, and soon, high school students in Los Angeles began using it. Evan didn't just rely on organic growth, he actively pushed Snapchat into youth culture. He partnered with students to organize parties where people competed for the funniest snap photos. Teenagers from Beverly Hills were the first to embrace the app. From there, it spread across California. By the end of 2011, Snapchat processed 25,000 photos per day. Within 6 months, that number reached 100,000. But with growth came new problems. The app frequently crashed, servers struggled to handle the traffic, and most importantly, they had no money to scale. Spiegel and Murphy realized they needed investors to compete with tech giants. But convincing venture capitalists to back Snapchat wasn't easy. At the time, investors believed in permanent content. Facebook and Instagram thrived on posts that lasted forever. Snapchat's idea, photos disappearing in seconds, seemed counterintuitive. Many dismissed it as a fad. But Evan believed in his vision. He crafted a compelling pitch and met with investors. The first to believe in Snapchat was Lightspeed Venture Partners, which invested for $185,000 for a 15% stake. This was just the beginning. With the funds, the team improved their servers, refined the app, and tested new features. In 2012, Snapchat introduced stories, photos, and videos that disappeared after 24 hours. This feature skyrocketed its popularity. By the end of 2012, Snapchat users were sending 50 million snaps per day, and the app had over 1 million users. Soon, Facebook took notice. In November 2013, Mark Zuckerberg made Spiegel a shocking offer: $3 billion for Snapchat. Most startup founders would have taken the deal and retired as billionaires. But Evan refused. It seemed like insanity. Snapchat wasn't making any money yet, while Instagram and WhatsApp were rapidly growing. But Spiegel had a bigger vision. He believed Snapchat could become a new kind of social network that would change how people communicated. His bold move paid off. After rejecting Facebook's offer, investors started taking Snapchat seriously. In 2014, the company raised $50 million from Koeichu Management. The app continued to grow rapidly, but so did its problems. After Snapchat's success, one person felt he had been unfairly pushed out of the business. That was Reggie Brown, the third co-founder, whom Spiegel and Murphy had removed from the team back in 2011. Brown filed a lawsuit, claiming that he was the one who came up with the idea of disappearing messages. He demanded a share in the company, which by that time was already worth billions of dollars. The case threatened serious consequences. If the court recognized Brown as a full-fledged co-founder, he could have received a significant part of Snapchat. Evan and Bobby decided not to take the case to trial. In 2014, they reached a settlement and paid Brown $157.5 million. But the problems didn't end there. Snapchat faced fierce competition. Facebook tried to crush the app after Evan refused to sell the company. Zuckerberg began copying its ideas. In 2016, Instagram introduced stories, making the app even more popular. Security issues arose in 2014. The snapping scandal broke out. Hackers stole and leaked thousands of private user photos, undermining trust in the platform. Increasing costs. Snapchat required more and more money to support its servers and develop new features. Spiegel found himself in a situation where his company could either collapse under competitive pressure or grow into something bigger. He needed to figure out how to monetize Snapchat and turn it into a business. The solution came in 2015: advertising and AR filters. Snapchat introduced sponsored lenses and filters, which quickly became popular among brands. Soon, Snap Ads, vertical video ads between user stories, appeared. It worked. By 2016, Snapchat was generating over $400 million a year. Evan Spiegel proved that he could not only create cool products, but also build a profitable company. But even bigger challenges lay ahead: an IPO, competition with TikTok, and the battle for users' attention. By 2017, Snapchat had reached its peak popularity. The app had over 150 million daily users, and the company was valued at $25 billion. Evan Spiegel was ready for the next step: going public. It was a risky move. Many believed that Snapchat was just a fad for young people that would soon lose relevance. But Evan believed his product was more than just a social network. On March 2, 2017, Snap Inc. went public on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. The company sold 200 million shares at $17 each, raising $3.4 billion investments. It was the biggest tech IPO since Facebook. After the IPO, Spiegel's fortune grew to $4 billion. He became the world's youngest self-made billionaire. But going public brought not only money, but also new problems. After the IPO, Snapchat faced fierce competition. The biggest blow came from Instagram, which completely copied the Stories format. Facebook didn't just steal the idea, it launched Stories in all its products. Instagram Stories 2016, Facebook Stories 2017, WhatsApp Status 2017, Messenger Stories 2017. This led to a sharp slowdown in Snapchat's growth. 2018 was catastrophic. The number of active users dropped by 2 million. Snap Inc.'s stock fell by 40%. Snapchat lost $1.3 billion in market value. Many analysts believed Snapchat wouldn't survive the battle with Facebook. But Spiegel didn't give up. he decided to bet on augmented reality AR technologies. Snapchat introduced new AI-powered filters and lenses. Thanks to this, the app regained popularity among young people, but Snapchat still had one huge problem: how to make money. From the start, Snapchat operated without ads. This was both its strength and its weakness. After the IPO, the company urgently needed new revenue sources. Spiegel bet on advertising and AR technologies. Snap Ads. The advertising platform Snapchat introduced vertical video ads between user stories. Companies started paying millions of dollars for ads that reached millions of users. Sponsored lenses and filters. Snapchat gave brands the ability to create unique AR lenses. Nike, McDonald's, Coca-Cola all began using this technology. This brought in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Snapchat Plus Premium Subscription. In 2022, the company launched Snapchat Plus, a paid subscription with exclusive features. In its first year, the subscription generated $160 million. AR cameras and smart glasses. Spectacles. Snapchat attempted to create smart spectacles glasses. The first launch was a failure. The company lost $40 million, but later, they improved the product, and it started making a profit. Thanks to these moves, Snapchat became profitable and started generating billions of dollars. Despite his business success, Spiegel has been involved in multiple controversies. Leaked emails and controversial messages. In 2014, hackers leaked his old emails and messages. It turned out that while studying at Stanford, Spiegel wrote sexist and offensive messages to his friends. This caused a huge scandal. Spiegel had to issue a public apology. Marriage to Miranda Kerr. In 2015, Spiegel met Miranda Kerr, the Australian supermodel and former wife of actor Orlando Bloom. 2 years later, they got married. They now have 3 children, and Spiegel tries to keep a low profile. What's next? Today, Snapchat has over 400 million monthly active users. The company generates over $4 billion in annual revenue. Spiegel has proven that he's not just a startup founder, but a businessman who can survive in fierce competition. Snapchat continues to innovate with new technologies: AI-powered smart cameras, real-time filters, augmented reality shopping. Snapchat's future depends on whether it can keep young users engaged while making money. But one thing is clear: Evan Spiegel has already gone down in history. It's the man who changed digital culture.